Saturday, November 5th, 2022. This is day 5 of the barn build. Last night, after I finished up with the video, they did get half of the roof on, or the main part of the roof. Again, they still got the roll-up doors to do. They got all the trim to do. They got to put in a total of 10 windows. And then clean up. So they think they'll get it done today. And the fact that these guys work like 11 hours straight, you know, I think they can get it done. We're here before they are a little bit. I'm fueling up the forklift. So good news is they got off-road diesel fuel just down the road. So it takes me a couple minutes to get off-road diesel, which you don't pay tax on, I guess. It's another weird story with that, as far as my perception of what diesel fuel was. So anyways, yeah, so I've been fueling that up. Emily decided to get on the backhoe. She's working on another tree stump. So she's really good at operating this thing. So the fact that I couldn't operate it and film it at the same time, got her up there grinning ear to ear, digging a hole. So, like I was saying, you gotta basically dig a hole 3 or 4 times the size of the tree stump. So she's doing pretty good. She's probably been at this for probably 20 minutes. So looking good. Trying to get rid of that tree stump. She pulled out 2 other tree stumps back there yesterday. Again, I got everything loaded back up on the trailer. That way we can offload all that stuff into the barn. It's one trip. And just waiting on the guys to show up, see if they get this knocked out today. Can't wait. So I know this is a weird cut to a different scene and I'm talking quiet, but we live in a community called Cavallo Farms. Well, this is Cavallo Farm. It's a equestrian place where they do English riding. And today we heard music playing up here. Music's off now because they are having a competition. So we've never been up here to really watch it. So I grabbed Emily off the tractor and we came up here to see it. See what it's all about. Looks like it's a pretty small competition, but this is this is Cavallo Farms. You guys are all probably wondering what a weird segue into a different topic, but it's Saturday, and I guess they normally have events here on Saturday. It's pretty cool. So here we are. It's only 2 hours later, so it's about 10:30 Saturday morning. They've started to put all the brown trim on. Looks like Leo's up there putting screws in the roof. The roof is completely on, but they're finishing putting all the screws in. Again, they've got the brown trim, so that's what we're looking at here. That's really looking good. The same brown trim here at the bottom. Brown trim up there. We're gonna have a great episode, I think, with what Emily plans on doing to the door, or doors plural. I don't think she'll do it to the roll-up doors, but maybe she's up for the challenge. Kids have really got a lot of progress going. It's getting close. It's loud in here. pretty good. So we were up on the northern part of the property digging up a tree stump. Emily finally got the stump up, drove down here to drop it off in the fire pit, and realized that they had already put one of the windows in. So they're on window number 2, obviously. There's 4 on this side, 4 on the other side, and then 2 by the entry door, the human door, on the other side as well. So really moving, it seems like they're moving quick today, but I mean, they're all just working hard, and this just must be the easier part where you just hold it up there and screw it in place. But taking shape. Emily's got the drone out. There it goes. She's over there by the truck flying the drone, so looks good. It's 2:30. We got the windows in on this side. We got the windows in on the other side. I think mainly what they have to do is hang one more door and do all the trim. Which the trim seems to go pretty quick, because it's just little corner pieces that they screw on the outside. Should have went to the front. That's kind of the boring side of the barn for now anyways. But they got the windows in there. That door's hung, all 4 windows up top. One thing we didn't account for is where the window placement was when we were designing the loft. So I bought 2 by 10 by 14s that go to about there. So I think I'm gonna go back and get 2 by 10 by 16s so it goes past that second window. Otherwise, the edge of the loft is gonna be in the middle of a window. So I don't know if the economy goes weird or whatever, if we have to turn the upstairs or that loft into a bedroom or something to start making this kind of a barn dominium. It's not our plan, but you know, always playing for the what ifs, and that's a big what if with kind of the way things have been going economy wise. But you know, right now we're real lucky that we can get all this stuff done. Emily's over there warning Leo that we're about to have a delivery at around 3:30, so just kind of giving them a heads up. But other than that, everything's looking good. So here we are, it's 3:30. I had another video, but I'm not going to be able to put it or splice it with our regular video due to adult content. Man, I'm fired up. So let me see if I can get through this segment. Emily ordered this massive, expensive Icon tool chest, right? So it was due to be delivered today, which is great. The communication's been great. But the delivery guys, when they showed up, they obviously came in the service entrance. They drove right through here to drop it off. And there were a couple pieces of our trim, a couple long pieces of trim. So Emily got out of the truck that I was driving, moved the first piece, and after she was moving the first piece, the guys behind us ran over and crushed that piece. So not necessarily a huge issue, but the way it escalated becomes a huge issue. I asked the guy how he didn't see it and how he ran it over. He started saying he didn't run it over. I explained to him that Emily witnessed you do it. Then he got very belligerent, raising his voice, called me and Emily crazy. I had a string of profanities that came out of my mouth, and they said that they were just gonna drop it off and leave it. Now this thing probably weighs 1,000 pounds. Thank goodness we have a forklift. But they were also supposed to assemble it, you know, put it all together, make it look nice, but the guy said, forget it. I'm dropping it off right here and I'm leaving. And here's where it sits. So, all right, it's 7 o'clock, so it's gonna get dark soon. It's one thing with the iPhone, you guys don't really Probably can't tell that it's getting dark because the iPhone really does good about shooting video in low light. They've just got trim work to do. So the whole back of this has to be trimmed out on the corners. And some trim on the front. But they're doing really good. Oop, finger in the way. But they got to put the ridge vent on the very top of the roof. You got to trim out some stuff in here. We'll see how well this lights up in here. It does pretty good. So they've got to trim this, trim that out. Got that door trimmed up. They're gonna trim this inside opening up. Gonna trim that. They got to do a once over everything and make sure they didn't miss anything. So they said that's another thing they do tomorrow. But pretty much the whole back needs trim. So even though tomorrow's Sunday, they said they'll come out Sunday if it was okay with us, and we'll be out here anyway. So they're going to come out and officially finish everything tomorrow. Harbor Freight was great, by the way. They called me back. They're trying to sort it out. The manager said he'd even show up here next week and put the thing together. So they're really apologetic. So that little ordeal is no big deal. Could be worse. But yeah, other than that, the barn is almost done on day 5. These guys are putting in 5 consecutive 11-hour days. So you can hear a neighbor shooting in the background. Maybe you can hear it, maybe you can't. That's what that noise is if you hear it. But here we are. Barn's almost done here at Emily and Quinn's Deer Run Farm.